What is cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Boo TV. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into this topic for today. Now, Sam Cassell was recently on Kevin Garnett's podcast / show. Now, first of all, I had no idea KG had his own podcast, and it's on Showtime Basketball, and it seems like Showtime is really gathering a lot of former NBA players and athletes onto their network and giving them shows and podcasts, and they all seem to be doing fairly well. So more power to him. KG is one of my favorite players of all time, and I don't think he's extremely underrated for his talent, abilities, and accomplishments, to be honest. But that's a story for a different day. So Sam Cassell was on the podcast, and they were just, talking about the game of basketball today and what kind of league it is. And then Sam Cassell brought up Steph Curry. And in this soundbite, Cassell mentions that he believes Steph Curry is the second greatest point guard of all time. And let's take a listen to the soundbite, shall we?
Like Steph Curry, shown me so much this year, man. I'm always been a fan because he has a unique ability that a lot of guys don't have. He shoots the basketball. That's an NBA skill. He shoots the basketball. He has a great handle. Kyrie may be the best finisher as a guard I've seen in a while, but Steph ain't bad either. He's right up there.
He is.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't get a lot of credit for it either, Sam.
No,
he finishes in traffic a lot.
Left hand, right hand.
Off the glass, yeah.
Man,
and it kind of comes off as circusy, but
it took me a while to say, like, Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Isaiah Thomas was like, it's always magic. It was like, but Isaiah did this me for a while. It was like, man, ain't nobody better than Zeke. I don't give a damn what they do. But man, this Steph Curry this year, man, like,
he took another step.
He's second now, man. It's my opinion. He's second. He's second behind Magic as the point guard, man. He's that damn good. He handles, he can pass it, he can shoot it, he can shoot the mid-range shot, he got layups, he got floaters, he's stronger now, you know what I'm saying? You can see it. I say, I don't know how long he gonna play, but he ain't chasing any records. He just chasing championships, man.
All right, so there's the soundbite from Sam Cassell, one of the best floor generals I have ever seen on the court. Dude was a phenomenal point guard, make no mistake about it. So shout out to Sam Cassell. I have no problem if people want to put Steph Curry as the second best point guard of all time. I think his accomplishments, everything he's accomplished, there's a solid argument to be made that he's the second greatest point guard of all time. Like, I'm not going to argue with somebody if there is a point. I may not agree with that player being in that place, but if you have a valid argument, I'm not going to really dispute it with you. I'll be like, hey, man, you have a point. Like, the whole, GOAT debate, I don't really get into the GOAT debate like that. My GOAT's Michael Jordan, but I don't really get into it because if, there's a lot. Actually, to be honest, I don't think anybody's close to Mike. I don't think anybody's a GOAT but Mike. But everybody after Mike, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth best player, it's whatever, man. Y'all can argue about it all day, but there's a lot of players that really have a strong argument for being the second greatest of all time or third greatest of all time. But to me, it's hard to go against Mike, bro. But anyway, but yeah, that I think Steph Curry has a valid argument. I mean, when you look at the accomplishments and what he's done and what he's continued to do, Now, he's not. You look at the history of point guards in this league, and there's not very many star point guards that even have one or two NBA championships, let alone finals MVPs. When you go back through the history of the league, how many all-star, like genuinely all-star point guards have single-handedly led a team to an NBA championship? I'm listening, because from what its history tells us, that it's always been a big man or shooting guard or small forward or forward or power forward. Small forward, power forward, shooting guard, any other position but the point guard. The last finals MVP that was before Steph Curry. Before Steph Curry, the last finals MVP to lead a team to a championship was Chauncey Billups with the Detroit Pistons. And this is me just going off memory, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Was Billups, and he wasn't even like a star on the level of, Steph Curry, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. Like, really, that finals MVP, there's a couple players on the Detroit Pistons that could have won that. It was a very balanced team. So yeah, besides that, it's been the Kobe's, the Dwayne Wade's, the Dirk Nowitzki's, the LeBron James's, the Kevin Durant's, the Giannis Antetokounmpo's, the Kawhi Leonard's, right? Paul Pierce. And then we just now got Steph Curry. It doesn't happen often. Now, yeah, I have, and like when I think about it myself, I would probably have to say Steph Curry is the second best point guard of all time. That's giving everything, body of work, accomplishments, everything. Now, just as far as an individual player, I'm sure 90% of the people in this world will disagree with me. But as an individual player, not including championships, because sometimes championships are just, some players are put in better positions than other players with good talent around them, a great franchise, keeping continuity, keeping a core. Not all players have that kind of stability in a franchise. But like, if you take away championships, I personally think I would take Allen Iverson over Steph Curry. Allen Iverson came into the league more or less NBA ready and gave us a very long period of time of top 5, top 10 player performances at a much smaller size than Steph Curry. Pound for pound, Allen Iverson is probably the greatest player we've ever seen. Pound for pound. Dude was 5'11" on a good day, 6 foot on a good day. He was that small, like averaging 28, 30 points per game. Like came in NBA ready. Steph Curry had he had a slow start. Like Steph Curry came in getting starter minutes, 30 plus minutes a game. And only people like to say, oh, he's always injured. But really only one of those years did he miss most of the season. Other than that, he played the majority of the rest of the seasons up until his most recent injury a couple years ago. But he just took him a little while to bud into the player that he is now, which is okay. It's like that for some players. It took Giannis a couple years. It took Steph Curry a couple years. But Iverson came in gunning. Tim Duncan came in gunning. So, yeah. But Iverson doesn't have the championship. So you got to go with Steph Curry. And it's just like that. It's like that sometimes. But yeah, I would have to put Steph Curry number 2 behind Magic Johnson, second greatest point guard of all time, and who knows, he might eclipse Magic one day. Another championship would tie him with Magic Johnson for 5. And if he continues playing long, Magic Johnson didn't have the longest career. You might have to take that into, the equation. And if he gets 6 rings, then 6 rings, it's hard. What you gonna say? Anyway, that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you think about it. Where do you have Steph Curry among the pantheon of all-time great point guards? I would love to hear your opinion as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Catch you guys on the next one. We out, baby.